Hey there, my fellow intellectuals. How are you doing today? Kyle here with another video, and it is Monday at 9:51 a.m., so I will get my Monday filmed this week as opposed to last week. And I don't know what it is, but I'm just feeling a little bit optimistic for this week. I still have a lot of things to do, that never changes, but I had a bit of a rough week last week if you saw my vlog, so I think I will not have one of those this week, hopefully. But we won't know until the week progresses, so let's just start it, shall we? So the first thing that I'm going to do today is I'm going to take my planner here and I'm going to write an agenda for the day in it. I want to stay organized. I have a decent amount of things that I want to do this week, and it's going to be good to organize my thoughts and, assign priority to different things. So that'll be the first thing that I do. So I just finished writing my agenda for the day, and I'll tell you a little bit about the things that I have to do. So one thing I have to do is I have to work on my own research paper. I'm still in draft form on it, and it's pretty close to being done. I just have to bite the bullet and just delete some stuff and re-put stuff in, reword some stuff, and that's always kind of nerve-wracking for me. I don't know, I'm super meticulous when it comes to writing and perfectionist, so I have to just do it, essentially. And then I also have to help write a proposal that my advisor is submitting, and I will be involved in the proposal in the sense that he's describing my research in it, and so he wants me to write, what I've been doing, what I've done over the past couple of years, so I'll have to do that. And then I have to prepare for my classes this week, and I have to prepare for two different things. One, they have a midterm on Saturday, which is super unfortunate, but it's the only time that worked, and they also have a lab to do this week. So they have a virtual lab and they have a midterm to prepare for, so I think I'll try and put together some midterm review stuff and also go through their lab that they have to do this week. And what else? I also have to grade, so I think I will reserve grading for the end of the day or end of the night like I did last week, because that's typically when my brain can no longer do research effectively, so I just use that time to just grade. So yeah, that's the agenda for the day, and I'll get started on those tasks. Alright, so it is 12:13 in the afternoon, and I just finished my weekly staff meeting for the week for the class that we TA for. So I just met up with the professor and the other TAs on Zoom, and we just went over the logistics as to what we're going to do in lab this week, as well as how we're going to prepare the students for the midterm. So that was pretty good. I have an idea of what I'm going to do now. And I am now going to get some lunch. I usually like to go to the University Town Center here at UC Irvine to get some lunch on Mondays, just because it's Monday. Who really likes Monday? And to make my Monday a little bit more bearable, I like to get delicious food. So I'm going to go there and get some food. Delicious lunch. Okay, so it is about 10:35 at night, and I'm currently working on a midterm review presentation for my class, and I am making the presentation in LaTeX with the Beamer class. And for those of you who don't know, LaTeX is a typesetting program that most textbooks in science and mathematics and engineering use to write equations and make diagrams and the such. So it's also a nice way of making presentations with this class known as Beamer, and you can adjust the color scheme, which I've done here to make it my favorite orange color, and it's just been fun. I really like using Beamer. I really like using LaTeX. I learned how to use LaTeX as an undergraduate because the graduate students in the research group I was in as an undergrad student told me that LaTeX is just essential to know as a grad student, because you'll be writing papers, you'll be writing a thesis, and it's just better to learn how to use LaTeX sooner rather than later. So I spent part of that summer learning how to use LaTeX, and I've used it in classes to do assignments, and it's just really fun to use. So I highly recommend learning how to use that program as soon as you possibly can, because it's super helpful in my opinion. So it is about 12:15 in the morning now on Tuesday, and I think I'm going to stop working for the day. But I have done quite a bit. I have sort of done a divide and conquer kind of strategy where I've done a lot of different things. So I started my grading, I made that midterm review presentation, I also did some stuff with the proposal, and I also made some edits within my own research paper draft. So it's not like I finished every one of those things, I just did a little bit of each, or maybe a lot of some and not so much of the others, but I still feel really good about today because I think I definitely hit all the things that I wanted to try and work on. So that's good, essentially. and I think I'm gonna get ready for bed. So can't wait to see you guys in the morning, and I really hope I get a good night of sleep. So yeah, okay, so it is 10:50 in the morning on Tuesday. I've already had 2 meetings on Zoom, one at 9 in the morning and then one at 10 in the morning, so I've been already quite busy, and I woke up a lot earlier than I had wanted to. And so in order to get up, one thing I do is I like to take a shower, and then I, at the very end, will make it very cold. So I take sort of like a last 30-second cold shower, and that really helps me wake up in the morning. So yeah, if you're feeling tired, just take a cold shower and you wake up. So yeah, I have to work on the proposal today. I have to work a little bit on the text a bit. I have to edit the figure a bit, and then I have to finish up my midterm review slides for my class. Then I have to make a figure for my paper, and then edit the text of my paper. So I got a lot of different things to do, but I'm feeling kind of good about it. So yeah, let's just get to it then. It is 11:50 in the morning, and I just got a Slack message from my advisor, and he's pointed out some things that look a little bit off with some figures I created for him. So I'm going to have to go and revisit those figures, and I'm dropping everything else to work on that for the rest of the day, because that is taking some precedent now. So yeah, gotta get on it. It's time for me to bring out the big guns, or the big books to be more precise, because I think there is just some sort of fundamental misunderstanding I have with the way I've programmed my code, and it stems from formulas that are discussed in these books and this technical manual for ALMA. So I'm going to spend some time, I'm going to go through this material a little bit. It's not that long, it's just a couple of equations, but I need to really double check I know what's going on, because this problem it's been around for a while, and I think I can figure it out if I just spend a little bit of time thinking about it. So I'm gonna get my iPad out, get my notes out, just gonna make some notes as to what I'm doing. So okay, let's just dig in and start this. So okay, so it is 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday, and I forgot to mention this morning, but happy May the 4th, guys. May the 4th be with you. I'm wearing my May the Force be with you shirt with the time derivative of the momentum, because that is the Force. So yeah, good day to celebrate for all of us Star Wars fans. But it's also a good reason to celebrate because I figured out the problem and I have solved it, and my advisor has verified that indeed it looks better. So yeah, that happened, and I was very pleased that I figured out the source of where the error came from. And it was kind of an interesting problem, and I still need to really think about it some more, because I solved it, but the reason why the thing wasn't working still kind of perplexes me, so I think I need to get back to this at some point. But regardless, the figure is now fixed, so that is a big relief. And I'm going to take a little bit of a break because I've been working hard all day. It's still 5:30. I still need to finish my midterm review stuff for the class that I'm TAing for that I was working on last night. So yeah, quick break, but happy because I solved the problem. In my opinion, there's very few ways that are better to celebrate solving a problem than to get a new book. And I've picked up a legendary book today. This is Mechanics, the 3rd edition from the Course of Theoretical Physics. It's volume 1 from Landau and Lifshitz. This is a just masterpiece of a classical mechanics book. It's very brief, but it contains such valuable insights from 2 really amazing physicists. So I'm just so happy to add this to my collection and reading through it later. So what a great way to celebrate. It is 7:36 at night, and as you know, last week I bought a Domino's pizza on Tuesday of that week, and Tuesday of this week I also bought another Domino's pizza, but this one had a coupon for a large $8 pizza if I went to go and pick it up. So I'm actually going to have to drive to Domino's to pick it up because that's the deal of the coupon, but how could I pass it up? Large pizza for $8? That's like a grad student steal right there. So yeah, I'm going to get that pizza and I will see you guys when I get it. Mission accomplished. Pizza is secured. Okay, so now it is 12:35 on Wednesday. I ended up doing a little bit more work after dinner last night and then went to bed around midnight. And then this morning I had a COVID test at like 10 in the morning, and this time I didn't forget where it was, so I ended up making it on time. But yeah, I have to teach at 2:30 today, so I got about 2 hours left. There are a few things I want to do for the midterm review. I finished the presentation that I was working on last night. It looks pretty good, I think. And I worked on actually doing the rest of their experiment that they have to do today. So we're splitting up the lab time into a midterm review session and a lab. So I did the lab part, so I know what they're going to do. And I think I'm going to prepare a few notes to go over at the beginning of the class, just so they know what to expect, because it's a pretty extensive lab. It took me a bit to get through, just because there was a lot of different sort of looking at pictures and making some measurements on the pictures kind of deal. And I think they'll have a better time of it because they'll have partners to work with, as opposed to just, me being by myself. So yeah, that's the plan for today. Gonna get ready for more teaching, and I'll see you guys after that. The class is now over. I was on Zoom for the past 3 hours, and we split the time up into half lab time, half midterm review time, and I think they appreciated the midterm review. I went over sort of the core concepts that they should expect on the midterm, so I think they appreciated that. And I am tired out because being on Zoom and just constantly in the teaching mode in my brain is tiring when it's after the fact. Like, I don't really notice it when I'm teaching because I'm just sort of like in this tense mindset of like I need to like be constantly thinking of how to explain certain things, but when I'm out of that, it's just like whew, exhausting. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break because I'm tired. It is now Thursday at around 9 in the morning. I kind of took it easy after teaching last night. I just was so tired out that I just wanted to have a little bit of a rest. So now it's Thursday and I have to start my day. But I actually was just brushing my teeth and I had an idea for my research. I literally had an idea about something that could make my life a lot easier, and I think it's fairly easy to implement in my code. And I'm going to try and sketch out the idea for you guys. So the idea is essentially this. The idea is that past Kyle was smart enough that after all these lines of code were written, right, all these lines of code, there's like 1,000 lines of code. Okay, there's like 1,000 lines of code that were written. At the end, I did something where I saved the results, okay, in an array. And I really forgot about this. I totally forgot about that. I saved the results in an array that can be used for future reference. And the array has all the stuff that the code did. And it's like in this cube form, because you know me, I love my cubes. Okay, it's in this cube. And each like little slice of the cube has a different piece of information that I need. And I realized I can recreate and modify the figure that is created from these results at ease as long as I have this array at the end. Now it might be a little bit tedious because I have to go in and individually isolate each thing, but the information is all there. I can essentially recreate everything this code tried to create, but it's in here, and I don't have to keep running the code over and over again. So yeah, I think I want to try and work on that today, because if I can do this, then I've essentially figured out how to just optimize one of the processes that has been giving me a lot of issue. So I think I will work on that today. But that was the idea I had while brushing my teeth. So I am fortunate that now that the proposal is now essentially done, I can just completely focus on my paper for the rest of the quarter, which is just great, because I haven't had a lot of time to just have the paper and teaching. And yeah, that's essentially what I want to do today. So let's see if I can make that happen. It is 10:30 in the morning now, and I have about half an hour before I start teaching for the day, and I'm a little bit tired, so I think I'm going to take a power nap, which is something that I do quite a bit, where I nap for like 10 to 15, 20 minutes just to get some little bit of rest and energy for whatever I have to do for the rest of the day. So I'm going to quickly power nap, and then I will get back to you guys after my class. So yeah, that's the plan. It is now 3:12 in the afternoon. I taught for 3 hours, then I had lunch right after, and then I had a meeting with my PhD advisor. So it was a very, very busy past few hours, and it was all very good, actually. It was all very good. The students, I think, enjoyed the exam review, and I had a good, productive meeting with my advisor, and that means I now actually have to do things. So yeah, that's the life. I'm just on Zoom like for hours on end each day, but that is what the reality is when you're living in this pandemic kind of world still. So yep, gotta get to work. It is now like 9:50 at night. I worked on a figure for a bit. That wasn't the original plan that I had set out for myself at the start of the day, because this other figure that I did end up working on I thought would be rather quick. Turns out it wasn't as quick as I had anticipated, so ended up spending more time on it than I originally planned. But nonetheless, I think I'm kind of done for the day. My hand is just like really hurting, and I think that's something I need to pay more attention to. Like, it's really important to do like hand exercises for me, because I always feel like I spend so much time on the computer and I don't really pay too much attention to like how long my hands are in that same position of typing and holding a mouse. And I don't want to, develop anything, bad in my hands that could, affect my work, because I'm going to be on computers essentially if I stay, in academia for the rest of my life, if I do astronomy, because, modern day astronomy is all about using computers. So yeah, when my hand starts hurting, I start doing exercises, I start taking a bit of a break, because it's just not good for me. So take care of yourself, guys. Like, honestly, sometimes you don't think about it because you're just so focused. I mean, I get this way too, where I'm just so focused on my work that I can't stop. I don't want to take a break. I don't want to break my flow, but it's not good, and I need to really, really pay better attention to it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start setting a timer on this watch, and I'm going to try and limit the amount of time I'm spending on the computer, and every hour or two, or hour and 15 minutes, maybe just take a break and let my hands be relaxed for a little bit. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And tomorrow is Friday, so I have an 8 a.m. class, so I should probably get ready for bed fairly soon, like before 11 o'clock, so I can get a decent amount of sleep. And yeah, that'll be the end of the week. So kind of a hectic week because of the midterm that the students have to take on Saturday, and I've prepped for their, midterm review for them. So yeah, kind of a lot of things on my plate, but I think I'll finally have enough time to just set my sights on my paper and the end of the quarter. So let's just get to Friday, shall we? Good morning, everyone. It is 11 a.m. on Friday, and I just finished teaching my last class of the week before their midterm tomorrow. Yes, on Saturday. Can't believe it. And I am exhausted, because one thing is that I did not get a good night of sleep last night. I actually woke up at 4 in the morning, and then I couldn't fall back asleep until 6, and I taught at 8 o'clock this morning. So yeah, I think I'm going to take a nap before a meeting I have at 12, so I have like an hour to rest, and I think I will take some of that time for a little siesta and just get some, sleep that I missed out on last night. So that's the plan for now. So it is 8:15 on Friday, and you might be wondering, 8:15 at night, Kyle, why don't you just stop working? It's the end of the week. And I will just tell you guys that I forgot to finish all my grading for the week, and I need to get that done. So I will sit down and crank out the rest of my grading, so I don't even have to think about it this weekend. I can just have a very, very nice weekend. And so I am going to pop on some music. I'm going to jam to some music, and I'm going to grade. And I will try and make the experience as enjoyable as possible, whatever that means. Which is probably not going to happen, but you got to make the most out of your situations, is what I think. So I'm going to turn on some of this nice music and try and get into a zone. It is 9:14 at night, and I am 2/3 of the way done with all my grading, one more third to go, and I am just blasting this Phoenix Wright music here, Ace Attorney. If you don't know the Ace Attorney series, it's amazing. If you've never played it, you should play it. It's great, great story, great music, just great everything, and this music is just keeping me like sane as I'm doing this grading. So yeah, if you ever need to grade and want to stay sane, listen to Ace Attorney soundtrack music. It's just the best for you. So it is 12:07 in the morning. I just finished grading, and it just feels good to have it all done before my weekend starts, and I can just relax this weekend because I'm so tired. And it took longer than I expected because the last report, of course, wouldn't load on Canvas. And no matter what I did, it just wouldn't load, no matter what browser I used. And then I tried to download it, and then I realized I didn't have a good editing software. Like, Adobe doesn't just have the editing tools I need. And so then I went to my iPad, and then it took forever to load on that. And it just was a mess, but it's done. It's all done. The grades are up, and I just want to go down and crash. Crash and burn in my bed because I'm just so tired. So, yeah. That was another week. It was so heavily filled with teaching stuff because it was the midterm week. But next week I will be focused on my research and just getting this paper done. I know I've been talking about getting my paper done for like the longest time, but see guys, this is what happens with research. It's like you say you want to get something done, and then just delays and mistakes and just things get in the way, and it just takes longer than you expect. So I'll finally have some time to work on it next week. I can't wait. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw here today, and hit that notification bell if you haven't done that already so you can get more video updates from me in the future. And with that, I will be going to bed. Have a great weekend, everybody.